I'm drowning in credit card debt and I don't know what to do. If you're seeing this video, you probably are also drowning in credit card debt, and I wish I knew how to help you, but I don't, because I don't even know what to do for me. So here's the story. I'm 30. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2, and I have something called cystic fibrosis. And back in November of last year, I left my career, and I had been a working person ever since I could get a permit because my health was deteriorating, and my husband and I decided it was more important that I stay home with the kids and stop trying to work at the same time.
Ahce Will's the genius.
The cost of everything increased, except for our wages. I'm talking rent, groceries, insurance, all went up. How much did your income grow? I mean, it's like our wages barely moved. You may even consider yourself to have a good job, and once upon a time that job paid good, but now that same job doesn't pay enough. So we're living in a time where it's like you can do everything right and still feel broke. Everything became a subscription. Rent, car note, groceries, phone bill, streaming. I mean, the things that we used to could pay one time for and have forever, they even converted those into monthly subscriptions or yearly subscriptions. And we all know inflation. And what they do, they raise the interest rates in order to fight inflation. Who does that affect? Us. Credit cards. It's normal for the APR to be 20 to 30% now. Insane. Car loans are super pricey. Mortgages seem so far out of reach. And running a small business is super expensive. You see, the question was, does the middle class still exist? And the reason why is due to all this inflation, you have the rich people who they already own assets that just grew with inflation. Then you have poor people who get assistance. So, you know, the assistance kind of changes with the times. But the people in the middle, like you and me, we don't get assistance because they tell us we make too much. And we don't have enough money to roll with the rich folks. You know what I'm saying? And as far as working, our productivity is at an all-time high, but our pay does not match. As you can see in our current climate, jobs aren't really secure. The idea of stability is damn near non-existent. Benefits are weaker. Insurance doesn't cover as much as it used to. And our raises don't keep up with inflation. And then you get online, you see everybody talking about how easy it is to create these passive streams of income. Everybody has a luxury lifestyle. Dude just graduated high school, already making 50K a month. You see it. It gets you to thinking like, what am I doing wrong? What did I do wrong? What am I not doing that I should be doing? It's not you. There's a lot of pretenders out here, and the system is failing us. We out here with unrealistic expectations, bad financial decisions trying to catch up, or bad financial decisions trying to keep up with the Joneses. We aren't drowning because we're lazy. We're drowning because the cost of everything compounds faster than our income. Debt used to be temporarily there to help you out in moments of need, but now debt is damn near permanent. People swiping credit cards just to get their everyday necessities. And it's like, we can't even afford one emergency, one catastrophic event, and it's all over. At least that's how it feels. Let's get into some other perspectives, man.
People need to understand that you cannot hustle your way and budget your way out of an economy that's purposely crumbling its people. And the thought process of you all saying, well, just save more. Do you know people are having to decide whether or not they're gonna eat or pay a bill or eat and have heat or eat or even have a fucking enough money to get to work? Like, people are struggling. Everything is being raised up except the pay rate. And that's across all boards for everybody. You understand? So because you made your lick and you got in when you could get in and you invested in crypto right when it was right and you did the thing with the stocks and the ET, we understand that. Congratulations. Teach the others so they don't have to come beg you for fish to eat. But at the same motherfucking time, have some compassion because it's hard out here.
Everybody's asking how anybody is surviving in this economy. What are we doing to pay bills? And I can't speak for everybody else, but I'll tell you what I'm doing is cutting down on any expenses that I can. And the biggest expense is rent. And so in order to save myself some money, I'm living with family. And I don't plan on moving until TBD, honestly. I mean, until things calm down out there, I don't know. But I have no intention on moving out from this house that is not mine until it's not that I can't afford to move out, because I've been able to save money because I live with my family. And so I could move out on my own. But every time I think about doing that, it just sounds like the most financially irresponsible decision I could make right now, because I'm fine where I am. I'm comfortable. My family is comfortable. They're happy to have me here. I'm happy to be able to see them every day. Like, there's just no need for me to make that change and disrupt my living and financial situation in such a drastic way. There's also a lot of talk about credit card debt, and I'll be honest, that is not my ministry. That's not what I'm doing. I actually don't even own a credit card, which I'm embarrassed about. I feel like I should own a credit card. I'm 33 years old. I mean, most people in their 30s do own one. I should probably own one. I'm sure that it would help me with my credit, but I am absolutely terrified of debt. I have $75,000 of student loan debt, and that is crippling to me. Like, I can feel the physical weight of that debt on my shoulders every day. And honestly, that's the reason I came back to TikTok and started posting in the first place, because I'm trying to make some extra money to pay these loans back. But that's not even working, because apparently TikTok doesn't pay out the way that it used to. And I can confirm that it does not. I mean, I'm not getting the views anyway because I don't post consistently enough, because I have a job and I just cannot imagine where I would find the time to do that every day, multiple times a day. But I digress. Another way to cut down on expenses is just to not live life. I don't go shopping for new things. I don't go to bars and clubs and events and concerts and things like that. I do eat out every day, actually, because I don't cook. I don't know how to cook, but I have also not yet been convinced that cooking my own meals would be cheaper than the way that I'm eating out. I paid off my car in 2023, and I don't plan on getting a new car. I'm gonna ride this car until the wheels fall off, and when they fall off, I'm gonna put them back on and keep going. And then there's always more you can do. Like, I just paid off my cell phone, so I'm gonna move that to a different carrier and get a cheaper phone plan. I have Hulu and Netflix, and I think Disney Plus, and I only watch Hulu, so I'll probably get rid of Netflix because it's the most expensive and I don't even use it. I do go to the gym, but I just go to Planet Fitness, which is like 10 to 15 bucks a month. I went to Life Fitness for like 2 months back a couple of years ago, and it was like 75 bucks a month. And the only reason I went there, I realized, is because I wanted to use the hot tub that they had. I'm like, fuck, for 75 bucks a month, that's crazy. I'll just go home and take a hot bath. It's not that deep. So yeah, those are some things that I do. Those things do absolutely make my life less glamorous, but I guess it's more affordable.
He doing what worked for him, man. And in this economy, that's what we gotta do. We just gotta do what works for us. You gotta do what works for you, man, because it's tough, man.
I'm just coming out of Family Dollar. I only came for 2 things: oatmeal and melatonin. That's it. How did I walk out of here paying $100? $100. Yesterday at Walmart, $200. That's a whole bill right there. But this is what we have to do to survive for a couple weeks. For the next paycheck. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. People who are struggling are afraid to say that they are struggling. And I am not ashamed of saying I'm struggling, but we are surviving. And we've always been like this. And I'm thankful. I have a positive mindset. I feel like things are getting better and are going to get better. But just know you're not the only one. You're not the only one struggling. You're not the only one trying to survive. You're not the only one drowning. Just know you can get out of it. Just put some kind of effort. And it's so good to feel that we paid our bills. And that's how I am. Like, I feel good that I had the ability to pay a couple bills just to survive, just to get through another month. So just know you're not the only one. Stay strong. Do it for yourself. Do it for your kids. Don't do it for anybody else. No one pays your bills but yourself or your partner. So stay strong.
That's real, man. That's real.
I had a talk with my friends the other day, and none of us are out here chasing private jets, yachts, or mansions. We all just want stability, enough to breathe and not panic each and every other week. But it's like no matter how much people make now, the cost of living is still going up. Groceries, rent, gas, everything's still up. Meanwhile, billionaires are out here celebrating deals, talking about how strong the economy is right now. Strong for who exactly? Because for most people, most normal people like you and I, it still feels expensive. But you feel it too, right? It's not just me and you. Tell me how people are making...
Yeah, we out here just juggling, surviving. The middle class, gone, man.
So I feel like I'm drowning, financially drowning. So back in April, I had a baby, and I decided to take 9 weeks off. Now, I have had 4 children now working at the same company, so I kind of knew how things went. I took 9 weeks thinking that my insurance was going to pay 8 weeks. But because they run it under short-term disability, you have to be off the week, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's why I took 9. Anyway, long story short, they only paid me for 6. And when they do pay you, it's like a max of $250 a week. So when you go and you have to pay back your insurance on a bi-weekly basis and the taxes that come out of there, you're getting basically $200. So I was not paid very much. The last 3 weeks that I was off, I was paid nothing. Everything that I had saved from my taxes, gone. I spent all of it, everything. That also meant that I was like behind I'm a month behind on my car payment. I have a few credit card bills that like I was paying the bare minimum and I got behind on those. And so now everybody and their brother is calling me and wants their money and wants their money and wants their money and wants their money and late fees and this and that. And it just adds up. It's a spiraling ball, right? So here I was making progress and now I'm like retracted in progress. And then just the other day, my TV broke and now I need to buy a whole nother TV. And so there's that. And now there's school supplies and the fair's coming up that I take my kids to every year. And I'm paying extra money because I want to send my middle daughter to Washington, D.C. this next spring. So it's financially drained. I don't know how any of you get ahead. I don't know how any of you have a savings. I don't know how any of you get ahead in life at all financially, but I just can't do it.
Oh, man. Her story resonates with me a lot. When I say a lot, my daughter was just born in August of 2025. She took 9 weeks. Cool. With my job, they only gonna pay you for 2, right? They only gonna pay you for 2 weeks. I took a month. I took 4 weeks. I only got paid for 2. But it's like, not only they only gonna pay you for 2 weeks, they only gonna pay you a percentage of what you normally get paid. So I think you only get like 70% of what you actually make. So the 2-week check was like what I make in a week when I'm actually at work. And I had to make that work. But I mean, I was preparing for it, but it still kind of put me back behind. I said, yeah, it still kind of put me behind. But when I got back to work, kind of got in my mode, did some overtime, boom, 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 propelled myself forward. But it's super tough out here. And like everything is so expensive. It's so easy to get behind. Like if you on the East Coast, we just kind of had this little ice snowstorm, whatever, the little winter mix. And it's like today, Tuesday, I didn't go to work Monday or Tuesday. So the check that I'm gonna get next Friday is gonna be, what I'm saying? It's gonna be a little slim. But thankfully that I have built a habit of putting money up. So I'm not really stressing about it. But it's just like, bro, you could be a check or you could be a couple days missed of work away from stressing and struggling. Like, it shouldn't be like that, bro. It should not be like that. It's crazy out here.
How are y'all surviving? Like, people in Maryland especially, like BG&E alone is ridiculous. I don't understand what's going on. Like, you literally have to have 2 jobs, scam, 3 families in 1 household to survive. It is really hard. I never thought I'd see the day. And when you have kids in your mind, you raise them so they can be able to live on their own. That's not even the case. Like, now you want your kids to stay home so they can save, so they won't struggle. It is a real struggle out here. Like, with no relief, no help, no nothing. If you have a partner, a significant other who is helping you, y'all better hold on to that person. And not even just for that reason. I mean, if you're in a good relationship, in a good place where you have help, this is not a game out here. It's a struggle. It really is. It's hard. It's frustrating. Like, I don't want to be one of those people who say, I see why people give up, but it is really tempting. It's not, we're in a time where whatever job you have, you better be grateful. You better be thankful because there's somebody else praying for that position. Believe me, it is not a game out here. Wherever you can get help from, resources, just anything like that that'll help you, your household, y'all try to look into certain things because it is really rough. And I feel like everybody is trying their very best at this point, and you don't want to be overwhelmed. You don't want to be overworked because you still need time to be with your family, your children. You don't want these kids to raise themselves. But it's like nowadays, what can you do? You have to be at work around the clock to be able to afford a roof over your, to be able to afford food, gas, and electric. What are we supposed to do? It's annoying. Like, I'm really trying my best here to just keep pushing forward and staying positive.
Anyone else feel like they're absolutely fucking drowning financially?
No. What are you talking about? My rent is $980. I just got paid $990, and I don't know about you, but $10 is plenty for 2 weeks. I mean, who cares about the 210 that the government immediately took away? Clearly they know how to use it. I mean, open borders, hundreds of people pouring in every single day. The state of New York taking away $500 million from public education to deal with the influx of illegals from that very same border. Clearly we know what you might be onto something here.
I think at this point in the economy, we as Americans cannot stand to tolerate or even normalize the conditions of how we're expected to live nowadays. They're taking away our jobs, they're taking away our healthcare, they're taking away everything, making it nearly impossible to the point where I have to pick and choose what groceries are important. I have to pick and choose how much I can fill up my tank. I'm getting pushed more and out of the city because I can't afford rent. It's really not fair, and I think we need to stand up and stop this nonsense.
This economy is violating. People don't talk about it enough, but I'm gonna complain every single chance I get. We just left the drugstore and we spent $85 on Mucinex and cereal and milk. $85. I have no words. No words.
I'm literally so fucking fed up living paycheck to paycheck. This has probably been the longest extent of from one paycheck to the longest that I've ever been on. And I don't know if it's Mercury retrograde making it feel longer, but I can't do this shit anymore. Like, I'm to a point where I'm getting so pissed off in between paychecks that I'm like this close to losing my shit. Why is it taking this long for my check to clear? Why are you taking so long to submit my shit to payroll? Why the fuck am I not getting paid a fair rate? Why the fuck is everything so fucking expensive? Why the fuck that I have to pay taxes, and if I don't, I go to jail? But you can literally take my fucking money and put it towards whatever the fuck you want just because you and 15 other fucking sellouts that got bought out by billionaires can just take my shit and tell me, well, sorry bitch, go to work. Retire at 66. That's the real age now. I'm just fed the fuck up. I don't know. And that's the crazy thing. Me and all my coworkers were feeling this. I work in the social working, I'm a social worker. And it has probably gassed me how many people felt the same way and how all of us were literally begging and pleading and talking about how broke we were until we could get to the fucking 30th to get paid. That enrages me so fucking much because I don't have to give you my money. I don't even have to work. I don't have to do any of this. And you keep taking my fucking money and you blowing it off on bullshit, and you don't even give me a chance to breathe. You won't do anything for people like me, but want me to give my life to this shit. Work my life for this shit. Nothing is supposed to be easy in this world, right? That's the phrase. Anything you want, it's worth fighting for, working hard for, but I shouldn't be this exhausted at this age. I'm only 25. The fact that I can't even survive like that in between paychecks has me hot. If I did not have the family that I have, I would be fucking homeless and starved, deplenished, not doing I couldn't even fathom. And there's more and more homeless people showing up every fucking day. This is not for nothing. Is nobody else fed the fuck up? I don't want to do this anymore. I want to opt out in all ways possible. Give me my motherfucking money back, bitch. I'm not paying for this shit no more. This shit is lame as fuck.
I'm drowning in credit card debt, and I don't know what to do. If you're seeing this video, you probably are also drowning in credit card debt, and I wish I knew how to help you, but I don't, because I don't even know what to do for me. So here's the story. I'm 30. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2, and I have something called cystic fibrosis. And back in November of last year, I left my career, and I had been a working person ever since I could get a permit because my health was deteriorating, and my husband and I decided it was more important that I stay home with the kids and stop trying to work at the same time and consider my health first, because obviously, if you know what CF is, it already shortens my life expectancy, and my kids deserve for me to be here as long as possible. So we did that, and everything was okay because my husband worked really hard, and he figured out a way to bridge the gap between the two incomes, and it was good until it wasn't. And then we started putting stuff on credit cards, and we couldn't pay those credit cards off like we were used to. And then a couple months ago, we regrouped, we figured some stuff out, and we found some extra money. We did some extra things to make some extra money, and we started putting that towards the debt. But then our escrow went up. It was severely deficient, so our mortgage payment went up by $400 a month. and took all of that extra money that we had found. And now I don't have the opportunity to go work. I don't have the opportunity, because of my health, to do anything else other than just take care of my kids and myself right now. And come next year, my husband's gonna try to do more stuff on the side from his actual career to make money, but I am monetized on this app, so this can be a job for me, and I can try to make money off of views on here. So if you relate to me, you can just watch these videos. I get qualified views, and then I'll make a couple cents, and I can make micropayments onto my credit card with that money to help out my husband, because he's already working really hard. And I think that's it. The question that I want to ask you is, did you grow up with parents in debt? I did. I'm curious if you're in debt. Were your parents also in debt? And I'll see you in my next one.
That's an interesting question. I would say yeah. I would say yeah, but no. Like, I think my mom didn't get real debt until I got a little older. As a kid, no. My mom didn't really, I'm saying, like, my story, my dad passed when I was really young. So it was really just me, my mom, my siblings. But my mom, she didn't really have like a whole bunch of credit cards, or like every card that she had, she paid cash for. Yeah, I hear that noise. I don't know if my neighbors are downstairs building a damn clubhouse, but this noise been going on all day for the past, like, I don't know. I gotta figure out what's going on. But back to what I was saying, my mom didn't really have debt like that until I got older. When she went and got her first car, like, off the lot, she got, you know, her first couple credit cards, stuff like that. But as far as I know, my mom wasn't really in tons of debt growing up, which explains why she was able to do the stuff that she was able to do as far as taking care of me, you know, making sure I got the stuff I wanted and stuff. Like, I didn't really see her going to do things, and if she did, I didn't really know about it.
We've built a culture to where people's value is tied to what they buy and not who they actually are. So that's why we're walking around the world with a bunch of people in designer clothing with a terrible traits and terrible character. And the crazy thing, and actually the worst part, is the economy relies on us to stay broke and not conscious of what we're doing and living paycheck to paycheck and living to purchase our next whatever is trending. Americans aren't earning more, and things are getting more expensive, and the people at the top are doing that on purpose, so they continue to watch us fighting over like things like teddy bear cups and swag bags, and they're just laughing at us. So you think the people who are calling this out are just like being jealous? No. If we want to move forward, if we want to change how things are, we have to like be uncomfortable for a while, aka stop buying stuff that we don't need to. You know, you don't need that new Christmas ornament set every year. Like, just reuse what you already have. I thought that was what Christmas was about to begin with. Like, we had the same ornaments my whole childhood, and I still had an extravagant Christmas. But I digress. And I feel like they aren't fixing the system. They're just instead distracting people with trends. Anyway, like, me personally, I feel like trends aren't even good anyway especially when it comes to clothing. You see people buying all these like clothing hauls, and it's not even like staples that you should have in your closet. It's just whatever's trending, and then once you're done, you'll see it in your Goodwill a few months later. People are going into debt for lifestyles that they don't even enjoy. They're just doing it for the perfect like grid on Instagram, or to prove that they have a life to other people, and they don't even really enjoy it. Like, that's the issue. And a lot of people are addicted to new and what's in style and stuff like that. Meanwhile, the gap between the rich and like, I don't even think there's a middle class anymore. It keeps getting bigger. The gap keeps growing because people aren't paying attention to what the real issue is. And that's where the frustration with me along with others is coming from. Consumerism is keeping us exhausted, and exhausted people don't question power. And that is what they are enjoying about the poor, the brokies. And that right there is how a country collapses. And what a lot of people like myself are working on is, once the collapse happens, because it really is going to happen, we want it to be rebuilt correctly. That's what people like me are fighting for. We should not be on this earth working for 40 hours a week to make someone else richer. I don't think that's what we were put on earth for. I'm going to stand by that. But yeah, I feel like consumerism is going to be our downfall.
My favorite excuse to use right now for basically anything is just saying, in this economy, look, it's just a catch-all for anything. It's like a It's like a utility knife. The cashier asks you at Chipotle, you want guac with that? In this economy? You about to throw away half that sandwich in this economy? That's $2.59 worth of sandwich. You got the windows down and the AC on in this economy? Boy, you rich. Me and my homeboy was chilling a few weeks ago. He's talking about, oh, I'm about to order some DoorDash. I'm like, in this economy? Bro, the Taco Bell right down the street. I say that shit so much, I started saying that the shit it don't even apply to. You want me to wash the clothes and fold them same day in this economy? Man, it's like a financial no. Like, I'm not saying no just to say no. It's the economy fault, even when it ain't. And don't confuse this with like some victim mentality stuff. It's none of that. I call this being financially aware. And to be honest, it probably doesn't save me from a bunch of bad financial choices.
Hey man, it's safe to say we all going through it. It's loud in here. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear it. If not, you're lucky. But we're all going through it, man. We just got to get through it and prepare yourself the best way you can, you know, for when opportunities present themselves in the future for you to change your circumstances, for you to put some money up or invest some money. Like, we got to start looking ahead, because the people who run our country don't really care about us, man. They watching us drown, and they on the yacht while we drowning. You know what I'm saying? They on the yacht while we drowning. Just think about that. They on the yacht celebrating, popping champagne, toasting to life, while we all in the water. They on the yacht, we in the water drowning, and they okay with that.